I have the right to face my accuser, face the one who is bringing these allegations against me, ma'am. There is no jurisdiction without an injured party, for the record. So I would like to face the injured party, for the record. I object to that, ma'am. You cannot proceed without jurisdiction being provided on the record. And you being my trustee, for the record, ma'am, you have to dismiss this case as I demand, for the record. I demand a dismissal for lack of jurisdiction, for the record.
All right, guys. Today we've got one of the most frustrating sovereign citizens I've ever featured on this channel. We just posted about this guy yesterday, and now he's back. This time in a courtroom showdown with Judge Oakley that quickly turned into a heated exchange. This guy flat out refuses to answer basic questions, and I honestly can't tell if he's playing dumb or if he really is one of the most clueless people we've ever seen. The level of arrogance and ignorance here is off the charts. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Is this guy trolling, or is he just completely lost? Either way, buckle up because this is a wild one. Let's dive right in with what might be the dumbest sovereign citizen in the world.
Mr. Michaud, your name for the record, sir.
I am the beneficiary of the Frank Anthony Michaud Jr. estate, making a special appearance, not general. And I appoint you as my trustee, for the record.
And Mr. Michaud, were you able to hear Mr. Sullivan indicate that he is standing by as shadow counsel?
I heard him.
Okay. This case is scheduled this morning for PCC. How are we proceeding?
I'm here challenging the jurisdiction, for the record, ma'am.
Judge, the people are prepared to set a preliminary exam in regards to this matter.
Mr. Michaud, you're able to raise that at the exam date, the allegations that these events occurred at Detroit Metro Airport, which is located in the city of Romulus. Are you ready to have the exam scheduled, sir?
I'm not here to
Mr.
have
Michaud?
an exam. Still trying to wonder why we moving forward with even having an exam, especially after not having, by the due process, even having a probable cause hearing.
It's not a problem. It's probable cause conference, sir, at which time the parties will indicate if they're ready to proceed to exam, if there's a plea or a waiver or some other resolution. So at this time, the assisting prosecuting attorney has requested that an exam be set. Are you prepared to have the exam scheduled?
No, as me here challenging the jurisdiction, for the record, I want to put on the record that once the jurisdiction is challenged, the court cannot proceed when it clearly appears that the court lacks jurisdiction. The court has no authority to reach matters, but rather should dismiss the action. That's Mello versus US, for the record.
And sir, what is it that you find, what is your allegation regarding the jurisdiction?
Well, what is the jurisdiction that the court is operating up under, ma'am? The Sixth Amendment
The court has already,
the right
Mr. Michaud, the court has already indicated that the allegation is that this event occurred at Detroit Metro Airport, which is located in the city of Romulus. Are you indicating that this event that brings us here to court did not occur in the city of Romulus?
Well, I would like to know what jurisdiction is this court operating up under, so that I can properly defend myself and represent myself, for the record. So the Sixth Amendment grant me the right to know the nature and causes of these actions. So I would like to know, what jurisdiction are you operating up under?
Yeah, Judge, don't you get it? For like the 100th time, maybe spell it out for this guy. Tell him what jurisdiction he's under. Maybe even give him a hint, like, I don't know, the fact that he's currently sitting in a county jail under state jurisdiction. I mean, seriously, this guy just refuses to get it. Even after that heated exchange with Judge Oakley, I thought maybe, just maybe, he'd come back a little more level-headed. But no. Here he is, still out here acting like the law doesn't apply to him. It's like he skipped every civics class and picked up a book titled How to Be Completely Unreasonable. And let's not forget, he's already been slapped with 30 days of contempt, and somehow, it still hasn't clicked. So I gotta ask you guys, does he need even more time in jail? What's it actually gonna take to wake this guy up? I honestly can't get inside this guy's head at this point, but hey, let's go ahead and dive back in.
Sir, what the file indicates is that there's an offense dated February 23rd, 2021. And again, that the case happened at Detroit Metro Airport, which is located in the city of Romulus. That is a jurisdiction within this court's parameters. So that being the case, would you like to have an exam scheduled?
No, I would like to have, under what jurisdiction are you proceeding with for it so I can properly defend myself?
I've said it three times already, Mr. Michaud. If you have indications or information that the event as alleged did not occur in the city of Romulus, I'll hear it at the exam date.
That's not a jurisdiction. The jurisdiction has to either be one or two. Is this common law or admiralty jurisdiction, or is, for the record, you gave me a location,
Mr. Michaud,
a jurisdiction.
Mr. Michaud, respectfully, what we'll do this morning is either schedule an exam, adjourn the PCC, or waive the exam. One of those three things.
Well, the law requires proof of jurisdiction to appear on the record of the administrative agency in all administrative proceedings. That's Higgins versus Levine. So I still would like to know under what jurisdiction so that I can properly defend myself, not the location. I need to know what jurisdiction is this court operating up under.
Mr. Michaud,
it wouldn't be a violation of your oath of office to tell me.
Mr. Michaud, for probable cause conference, and I'm sure that you've heard this before, we're doing one of a few things. We are scheduling the exam, we are adjourning the PCC, or we're waiving the exam. How are we proceeding?
We can't proceed until jurisdiction is proven on a record so that I can fully have an understanding of what's going on. I still don't understand what is going on without jurisdiction being proven on the record.
What don't you understand, sir?
I don't understand what jurisdiction are you operating up under. I have the right to know. And are you denying me my right to know what jurisdiction are you operating up under? Because it is your constitutional oath to let me know what jurisdiction it is that you are operating up under. And you still have not yet.
This is the 34th District Court, Mr. Michaud.
That's not a jurisdiction. That's not a constitutional jurisdiction, ma'am. Is this common law or admiralty? Is this criminal or civil?
It's a criminal case, sir.
Okay, if this
It's
is
a criminal case where it's alleged that you were a felon in possession of a firearm and that you carried a concealed weapon, that's count 2, and then count 3, felony firearm. Those are the allegations. I've given you the 3 counts in this matter. I've given you the date of the offense, and I've given you the location of the offense. We can do one of 3 things this morning, sir. We can adjourn the PCC, we can schedule the exam, or you may waive the exam. Which would you like to do this morning?
I want to have my rights given to me, and my right is to have the jurisdiction of the court. That's just for the record.
Is it just me? Or does this guy have the most punchable attitude on the planet? I swear, his only lines are, for the record, my rights, blah, blah, blah. Like we haven't heard that 1,000 times already. At this point, he's basically a broken record. And it's so obvious he's just trying to stall the process and waste the court's time, hoping somehow his case gets dismissed. Let's be real, he's staring down possible prison time. So yeah, I get it, he's scared. But the way he's dragging this out? Come on, man. Like, does this dude genuinely not know what jurisdiction he's under? Or is he just playing dumb as a strategy? Honestly, I think it's a little of both. He might be clueless, but he's also stalling, and not even doing a good job of it. He just keeps asking the same exact question over and over again, like it's going to magically change the outcome. Luckily for him, Judge Martin is pretty chill. Props to her for keeping it professional, because I can tell you right now, I wouldn't be that patient. I'd already have hit him with a contempt charge just for wasting everyone's time. But anyway, let's dive back in and see just how far this guy's clownery takes him.
I've already indicated to you, sir, what the court is.
Is this common law or admiralty? That's the only jurisdictions that we can, that I know of. You still haven't acknowledged neither one, and I still don't understand what's going on. Until you acknowledge one or the other, we still haven't got jurisdiction on the record.
Mr. Michaud, Do you intend to represent yourself in this matter going forward?
I would like to know jurisdiction that so I can properly proceed to present myself properly. I can't properly present myself or defend myself without knowing what jurisdiction that you're operating up under. And you said it was criminal, so if it's criminal, and for a crime to exist, there must be an injured party, a corpus delicti. There can be no sanction imposed or penalty imposed on one because of this constitutional right. So if this is a criminal, where is the injured party? Who have I injured? I have the right to face my accuser, face the one who is bringing these allegations against me, ma'am.
Mr. Michaud, if you wish to be able to defend yourself and hear witnesses against you, the court is happy to schedule the exam. Is that what you're asking this morning?
No, as I appointed you as my trustee, I demand that you dismiss these actions for no corpus delicti, no proper jurisdiction, for no proper crime, injured party.
Mr. Muhammad, your response to Mr. Michaud's request that this case be dismissed?
Judge, the people's position is we would object to dismissing this case on the basis of lack of jurisdiction. As you mentioned earlier, this crime did occur in the county of Wayne, and thus we do have jurisdiction.
There is no jurisdiction without an injured party, for the record. So I would like to face the injured party for the record.
And Judge, my response is, then we should
Yes, sir.
Then I believe we should set this for a preliminary exam.
I object to that, ma'am. You cannot proceed without jurisdiction being provided on the record. And you being my trustee, for the record, ma'am, you have to dismiss this case as I demand, for the record.
Your request to have this matter dismissed is denied. Mr. Michaud, my question will remain the same. Would you wish the court to schedule an exam? Do you wish to waive that exam and have your case bound over to Third Circuit Court, Frank Murphy Hall of Justice? Or do you wish to adjourn the PCC? Those are your options this morning, sir. They're going to stay the same.
I would like for jurisdiction to be provided for the record, and that if not, I demand dismissal, for the record.
This case will not be dismissed, sir. Would you like the exam scheduled? Would you like to waive the exam, or would you like to adjourn the PCC?
Again, jurisdiction for the record. You cannot proceed without, when once jurisdiction is challenged, again, the court cannot proceed when it clearly appears that the court lacks jurisdiction. The court has no authority to reach matters, but rather should dismiss the action. That is Mello versus US.
I really wish Judge Martin were a bit more like Judge Oakley, strict, no nonsense, and not afraid to shut this stuff down. Honestly, she's being way too soft in my opinion. She's explained the same basic questions to this guy over 10 times now, and it's just getting ridiculous. At this point, she either needs to throw him back in contempt or wrap this circus up already. It seriously feels like she's giving him a free pass, and he's running with it. He's literally playing with her in that courtroom, and to be honest, it kind of feels like he's winning. Now, I get that she's trying to be fair and patient, and that's commendable, but there's a limit, right? If this were Judge Oakley, this guy would have been out of there already, probably with a longer sentence and a hard reality check. The law is crystal clear, and this guy is flat out ignoring it. He's not confused, he's stalling. And at a certain point, you've got to ask, is Judge Martin being fair, or is she enabling this nonsense? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is she being too lenient, or just trying to keep the peace in the courtroom? Either way, it's time to dive back in and see just how far he can push it before the gavel finally comes down.
Mr. Michaud, this is the last time that I will say this. I've indicated to you that this court is the 34th District Court, that this case is criminal in nature, and the allegations that it occurred at Detroit Metro Airport, which is located in the city of Romulus. If there's something you wish to present, you may do so at the exam. You may present your motions at the exam date. So do you want an exam? Would you like the case to be waived, or would you like to adjourn the PCC to confer with Mr. Sullivan?
No, I would like for this case to just be dismissed because the lack of providing a proper jurisdiction would make it seem like there's some secret jurisdiction being held against me without me knowing, and I don't consent to any jurisdiction that you have presented. I reserve all my rights, for the record.
Understood. And that being the case, Mr. Sullivan, is there anything you'd like to add, sir?
Judge, I don't know what to say. I'm not sure that that I still have authority to represent Mr. Michaud. I will say that Mr. Michaud has made his arguments, a couple times, and I think that the arguments have been, or the motions have been denied. And I've explained to him that those motions, his arguments are preserved on the record, and that he maintains the ability to appeal any denial of his motion to dismiss. He would be able to appeal that first at the circuit court level and then up to the Court of Appeals. So I've done my best to advise him of his rights to continue making that argument. I will also, I think the court may already be aware that Mr. Michaud is not in custody on this case. He's in custody on a contempt of court that Judge Oakley sentenced him to back at the end of January. So I don't know that there is, unlike clients that are in custody, a reason to expedite the setting of the preliminary exam. So I really, I want to defer to Mr. Michaud's stated interest, what it is that he wants to do with this case. I've given him advice, and I don't know what I can do beyond that. Again, I don't want to create any conflict in my representation.
And Mr. Sullivan, the court wasn't asking you to. The court has heard Mr. Michaud's arguments. The record has been made. Your statements have been preserved, Mr. Michaud. And at this time, the court can do one of two things. We can schedule you for an exam next week. We have space available next Wednesday, the 28th. We can adjourn this matter for another PCC next Wednesday morning at 8:30, or you may waive your exam. Your response is one of those three things, please, sir.
Well, my response, I want to ask you a question. Are you honoring your oath to the Constitution today?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and I accept your oath, and upon you honor your oath.
Then Mr. Michaud, no. I've answered your question. I've now given you your options multiple times. The court has other cases. Are we scheduling an exam for next Wednesday? Are you waiving your right to have the exam? Or would you like another PCC next Wednesday morning at 8:30 so you have time to consider your options and how you will proceed in this case?
I demand a dismissal for lack of jurisdiction for the record.
I'm starting to genuinely believe this guy just wants to stay in jail. Like, he's acting more comfortable behind bars than anywhere else. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if he's got some personal reason he's trying to rack up more jail time, because it seriously feels like he's doing this on purpose. It's like he's intentionally trying to get hit with more contempt charges. Honestly, I think that's a fair statement to make. He's not fighting for his freedom. He's fighting to stay locked up. And I've completely lost count of how many times Judge Martin has asked him a simple, clear question, and he just flat out refuses to answer. He's testing her patience, testing the court, and testing ours too, honestly. If anyone in the comments was actually keeping track, drop that number. How many times did she repeat herself and get nothing back? It has to be a record. Somebody call Guinness. Anyway, let's jump back in and see if this guy earns himself another contempt charge, or if they finally just set the preliminary exam and move this circus along.
Dismissal for the record. I demand that you dismiss this you cannot move. Once jurisdiction is challenged, the court cannot proceed for the record, ma'am.
And Judge, for the record, the people would like to request a preliminary exam. There will be no plea offer. We did already have a probable cause conference in this case, so we are prepared to move forward, Judge, just for the record.
Marianne, is there space next Wednesday afternoon?
Yes, Judge, at 2:30.
I reject. Court cannot proceed without jurisdiction for the record. Jurisdiction has not been provided for the record, so that I may.
Mr. Michaud, the court has responded and provided the appropriate information to you. The exam will be scheduled for next Wednesday February 28, 2024, 2:30 PM in person here in courtroom number 1. If there is a motion that you want the court to consider, the court will take it up as a preliminary part of the exam.
I object.
Anything else, Mr. Mohammed?
Nothing from the people, Judge. Thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Michaud?
I demand for dismissal for the record. Court cannot proceed without jurisdiction being provided for the record, and yet you still continue.
Your oral, sir, your oral motion having been heard and denied. Anything else?
Why are you denying to put the jurisdiction on the record? Why? I just want to know why. Why are you denying?
I've done that, Mr. Michaud, I've done that. I've asked you multiple times how you would like to proceed with this conference. You refuse to answer the court's question regarding how we're proceeding. The prosecution has requested an exam. The court has scheduled an exam. If there are things that you wish to take up preliminary next Wednesday, we will take it up before the exam starts.
I'm not prepared, do not wish to have a preliminary without me knowing how to defend myself under which jurisdiction. So it's still a violation of my rights, my due process. You're moving forward without telling me which jurisdiction so that I can properly defend myself and represent. Civil and criminal procedures have different jurisdictions, and I need to know which one are you operating up under now. How could you?
You do, Mr. Michaud. The court's answered the question multiple times, and the court deems this matter concluded. I will see you next Wednesday afternoon.
Poor guy, no extra contempt charge this time, so I guess he doesn't get to stick around in jail any longer. Grinning face with sweat. But seriously, I'm not gonna lie, I genuinely can't stand this guy. He might be one of the most annoying sovereign citizens I've ever covered on this channel. He has absolutely zero respect for the law. He drags out every hearing, and he's clearly trying to prove some point that literally nobody cares about. It's like he thinks he has this hidden truth that the rest of us are just too blind to see. But really, he's just wasting time and making himself look like a complete clown. If you haven't seen the video I posted yesterday with him and Judge Oakley, you've got to watch that. Judge Oakley does not play games, and the way she handles him is straight up priceless. Now look, I'm not saying all sovereign citizens act like this, but this guy, he takes the cake. It's like he's living in his own alternate universe where nothing applies to him, and we're all just watching it play out like a bad courtroom soap opera. At some point, you just want to scream, "Dude, answer the question." Because all he's doing is making things harder for himself, and honestly, it's exhausting. Let me know in the comments, do you think this guy is trolling, or is he really this clueless? And do you want to see the follow-up video when it drops? I've got a feeling this saga isn't over yet. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care, everybody.